And let's begin with all the latest updates coming in on the weekend Delhi violence. Unfortunately, the politics over these clashes is peaking. There's a full-blown war of words between parties and a blame game that's broken out. And there are several demands right now for an NIA probe into what played out on Saturday. BJP MP Hansraj Hans has claimed that the Jahangirpuri incident was an international conspiracy aimed at defaming India. MNS Chief Raj Thackeray has called for a tit-for-tat response to such violent incidents. AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi targeted Union Minister Amit Shah for this violence and said that the clashes have become more common in Delhi after Amit Shah took charge of the Home Ministry. Now, in the violence that broke out on Saturday, 20 people, including the prime accused, have been arrested. 10 teams are carrying out the investigation as the crime branch has now taken over the probe. Over 200 violence videos, some of which you see on your screens, are currently being examined.
मैंने यही पाया कि पीछे कोई साजिश है, जैसे सीक्वेंस बना के पहले किसी और स्टेट में फिर कोई ना कोई हो सकता है विदेश से कोई ऐसा कोई नेगेटिव बैड एलिमेंट्स हैं जिनका काम है, उनका कोई धर्म नहीं होता, उनका कोई मजहब नहीं होता, जालिम का धर्म जुल्म होता है।
राजी, yesterday in Delhi प्रोसेशन हो रहा था हनुमान जयंती पे और स्टोन पेल्टिंग हुआ वो प्रोसेशन पे, उसको रास्ता
मुझे लगता है उनका ऐसी चीजों का जवाब वैसे ही देना चाहिए उन लोगों को, अदरवाइज उनको समझ में नहीं आएगा।
Stone pelting, swords brandished, violence and arson. Around 5:40 p.m. on Saturday, a Hanuman Jayanti Shobha Yatra in northwest Delhi's Jahangirpuri flared up into this. The timing just before locals in the area were going to open a mass at the mosque. Stones and glass bottles were allegedly pelted at the procession. Several vehicles were torched.
इस चौराहे पे हंगामा शुरू हो गया, एक शोर उठा, लोग इधर उधर भागने लगे और पथराव शुरू हो गया। सिर्फ पथराव ही नहीं, आप देख सकते हैं जगह जगह जमीन पर कांच के टुकड़े पड़े हुए हैं, पत्थर पड़े हुए हैं। कांच के टुकड़े गवाही दे रहे हैं कि इस उपद्रव में शराब की, बियर की बोतलों का इस्तेमाल किया गया। एक दूसरे को ऊपर इस तरह से हमले किए गए और जगह जगह ये बिखरे हुए हैं। गाड़ियों में आगजनी कर दी गई। एक दो दुकानें ऐसी हैं जिनका दुकानदारों का ये कहना है कि उनकी दुकान में लूटपाट भी की गई, वो डर के मारे दुकान के अंदर जाकर छुप गए थे। कहा यह जा रहा है कि इस इलाके में एक मस्जिद मौजूद है। जब जुलूस वहां पे पहुंचा, उसके बाद जो नारेबाजी हो रही थी उसको लेकर कोई विवाद शुरू हुआ और विवाद इतना बढ़ गया कि वो पथराव में तब्दील हो गया।
Violent clashes between two communities led to at least 6 cops being injured.
आपके हाथ में गोली लगी है? तो क्या उस वक्त क्या हुआ था? आप हिंसा के दौरान वहाँ मौजूद थे, हुआ क्या था एग्जैक्टली? हैं? भीड़ में से गोली मारी आपको?
Some locals say that there was ruckus just before the Shobha Yatra reached the mosque because of the loud music, and that some people allegedly tried to put a saffron flag out there.
दिल से मानते हैं, हम कोई नारे लगा के ड्रामाबाजी करके शो नहीं दिखाते। और आने के बाद इन्होंने क्या किया, मस्जिद के अंदर चढ़ने के बाद झंडा लगाया, और जब झंडा लगाया तो हमने उन्हें रोका। जब हमने रोका तो उन्होंने हम पे पत्थर, लाठी जो भी थे उन्होंने चार्ज किया। जब चार्ज किया तो हम सारे आ गए, क्योंकि देखो जब जान जा रही है तो हमारा काम है बचाना, मरने का तो काम नहीं है। मालिक ने हमें भी हाथ पैर दिया तो हमने बस वो काम किया।
को पहले यहाँ से भगाया, खदेड़ा यहाँ से, फिर वहाँ से वो 4 पुलिस वाले लेकर आए, फिर जय श्री राम, फिर हंगामा कराया उन्होंने, फिर उन पे पथराव हुआ है, फिर उन्होंने पथराव किया, फिर पथराव करके वो कभी वो उधर भाग रहे, इधर भाग रहे। अगर पुलिस होती तो वहाँ पे झगड़ा ही नहीं होता।
Police say that there was heavy stone pelting from both sides. The situation was brought under control after almost 2 hours at about 8 p.m. Teams of Rapid Action Force and the CRPF were deployed. Home Minister Amit Shah took stock of the situation on ground.
पुलिस जो मौजूद थी उसने इमीडिएटली इस सिचुएशन को कंटेन किया और शांति व्यवस्था को बहाल किया। इस प्रक्रिया में कुछ पुलिस वाले घायल हुए हैं और बाकी हम लोगों ने केस दर्ज कर दिया है और इसकी विवेचना, इसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन शुरू हो गया। इन्वेस्टिगेशन से बातें आगे पता लगेंगी।
जाहिर है कि इस पूरे मामले में दिल्ली पुलिस का रुख साफ है कि कार्रवाई सख्त से सख्त की जाएगी और आज तमाम इस पूरे इलाके में रैपिड एक्शन फोर्स, दिल्ली पुलिस के जवान, दिल्ली पुलिस के कमांडो सब तैनात हैं और इस बात की कोशिश की जा रही है कि यहाँ पर किसी भी तरह की बदअमनी ना फैल सके।
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal appealed for peace.
सब लोगों को शांति बनाए रखनी है, सब लोगों को व्यवस्था बनाए रखनी है और अगर ज़रूरत पड़े तो जो एजेंसीज़ हैं, जो पुलिस है, जो सरकारें हैं जिनकी जिम्मेदारी है, दिल्ली में केंद्र सरकार की जिम्मेदारी है, तो केंद्र सरकार दिल्ली में शांति व्यवस्था बनाए रखें।
But not surprisingly, politics erupted soon after the clashes.
ये छोटे छोटे आतंकी हमले देश भर में करने की कोशिश, देश का माहौल बिगाड़ने की कोशिश, राम भक्तों को, हनुमान भक्तों को, हिंदुओं को दहशत में लाने की, डराने की कोशिश। छतों में पहले से पत्थर इकट्ठे हैं, बम इकट्ठे हैं, बारूद इकट्ठा है। इसके खिलाफ बहुत निर्णायक कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए। जैसे दिल्ली में दंगे हुए थे उसी प्रकार के दंगों की साजिश है। और मैं मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी से भी निवेदन करूंगा कि ये समय घटना से पल्ला झाड़ने का नहीं है, जिम्मेदारी से भागने का नहीं है। मिल करके ऐसी घटनाओं में दोषी को सजा दिलाने के लिए आगे आना चाहिए।
Delhi police sources say it is suspected that some shots were fired during the riots too. Drones have been deployed to investigate if the violence was pre-planned and if stones were being hoarded on rooftops to provoke. There are many questions that arise, but only a thorough probe will be able to answer them. With Arvind Oja and Tasneem Haider, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the cops have arrested 20 people, including the prime accused of the violent clashes that happened on Hanuman Jayanti. Families of the accused have rubbished all the allegations and claimed that they're being falsely implicated by the police. BJP leader KAPIL MISHRA, meanwhile, referred to this clash as a terror attack and even linked it to the Northeast Delhi riots of 2020.
A day after Delhi riots 2.0, the alleged key conspirators Ansar and Aslam Ali are nabbed by the police. Ansar is accused of triggering the scuffle while Aslam Ali allegedly opened fire at the yatra. The pistol allegedly used by Ali has been recovered. A cop too was injured in the alleged firing by Ali.
आपके हाथ में गोली लगी है? तो क्या उस वक्त क्या हुआ था? आप हिंसा के दौरान वहाँ मौजूद थे, हुआ क्या था एग्जैक्टली? हैं? भीड़ में से गोली मारी आपको? तो कितने पुलिसकर्मी घायल हैं? 4-5 पुलिसकर्मी घायल हैं।
Families of the accused though have rubbished the allegations and claimed that Ali has been falsely implicated.
जब पत्थरबाजी हुआ था तब आपका पति था?
सो था इधर घर में।
सोया था? वो पत्थर वहाँ पे नहीं गया था?
नहीं गया था।
तो पुलिस को आपने बोला था?
नहीं बोला था, मैं सो गई, वो उठा के ले चले। बाद में सुबह से बोला था रात में ये तुम्हारा पति के उठा के ले गई, तो मैं उसी से बारे थाने में आई थी।
पहले आपके पति को कभी अरेस्ट किया था पुलिस ने?
नहीं है,
पहली बार अरेस्ट किया।
Meanwhile, CCTV footage reveals another instance of shooting. Police are now trying to identify the shooter. Images show pistols, stones, bottles and swords were used in the clashes. BJP leader KAPIL MISHRA has called the violence a terror attack. He claims that people involved in Northeast Delhi riots in 2020 are the same who are involved in this latest violence.
ताहिर हुसैन से, खालिद सैफी से, उमर खालिद से, सबसे इनके कनेक्शन है। जब जहांगीरपुरी के आतंकी हमले की जांच हो रही है तब अंसार के और बाकी अपराधियों के दिल्ली दंगों के क्या कनेक्शन थे उसकी जांच भी जरूर की जानी चाहिए।
The police say the situation is under control now, but the clashes have raised some serious questions. Why were people in the Shobha Yatra allowed to carry swords? Why was the Yatra, which passed through a communally sensitive area, not given enough police deployment? Bureau Report, India Today.
Unfortunately, these kind of clashes aren't just happening in the national capital. Violence, politics of hate is now spreading across the country. We're getting you details of another incident. This is from Hubli in Karnataka, where clashes broke out in which 12 policemen got injured. Over 40 people have been arrested so far.
Hubli remains tense after vandalism on the eve of Hanuman Jayanti. It all started with a provocative social media post showing a saffron flag hoisted over the Mecca mosque. A group of Muslims gathered at the police station to file a police complaint, and all of a sudden, a mob descended outside, pelting stones at the police station, eventually leading to violent clashes, which left 12 police personnel injured.
पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट वाले इमीडिएटली कंप्लेंट लेकर एफआईआर रेडी करे। उसको हम आने से पहले अरेस्ट भी किए थे। यहाँ मॉब ऐसा जमा, वो मॉब कहाँ से आया, कैसा आया, हमने क्या उसका मालूम ही नहीं हुआ। फिर बाद में थोड़ी देर के बाद जो है पथरावा चालू हुआ। कहाँ से पथरावा है मालूम नहीं।
Police fired tear gas and lathi charge to disperse the mob. Prohibitory orders against assembly of people was issued in the city as communal storm intensified. Over 40 people have been arrested, including the man behind the social media post that triggered the violence.
Complaint was filed against one person who has uploaded some video on social media. As per the complaint, case was registered. Immediately accused was also arrested. Again, a few people from there started pelting stones at the police officers, those who are on duty, those who are involved in this violent activities will not be spared. We will take strict action against all of them.
Politics over the communal clashes continues to peak. Karnataka government has called this violence a conspiracy.
ಯಾರೇ ಕೂಡ ಕಾನೂನನ್ನ ಕೈಗೆತ್ತಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗೂ ಅವರನ್ನ ಬಿಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅನೇಕ ಬಂಧನಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕೇರಳ, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ ಆಗಬಾರದು, ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ ಆಗಬಾರದು. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪೇಕ್ಷೆ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವಂತ ಜನ, ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರು ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವಂತ ಜನ.
The BJP has alleged that there was a toolkit aimed at causing unrest in Hubli, similar to 2020 Bangalore riots.
पीजेहಳ್ಳಿ केजीहಳ್ಳಿ में कौन दंगा किया, वही लोग वही मेंटालिटी से हुबली में दंगा किया है कल रात.
What the government is saying that they feel that it's a conspiracy and an organized protest and not out of the blue. The government is now looking at an angle if WhatsApp messages were circulated or it was a pre-planned protest. That will be the doubt that the question will be looking at right now, and more arrest is expected in Hubli.
The Hubli violence is set to add more fuel to the polarization Nataka in Karnataka just months ahead of elections in the state. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now let's also get you the latest updates on the investigation into the political killing of an RSS worker in Kerala's Palakkad. Again, over the weekend, India Today has accessed an FIR copy in the RSS leader's killing. The FIR with regards to Srinivasan's murder confirms that the assailants arrived in 3 vehicles and that this murder was retaliatory. Protests have rocked Palakkad town over the killing of the RSS worker. The police have arrested 6 assailants who hacked this worker to death, barging into his shop to kill him. And this is reportedly in retaliation to the death of an SDPI worker, Subair. SDPI, meanwhile, has denied any involvement in this murder. Srinivasan had deep wounds on his body and there were 3 injuries on his head alone. He was killed in his own shop in Palakkad. The Kerala police have also nabbed 5 conspirators who allegedly took part in this conspiracy to murder SDPI activist Subair. Subair had been hacked to death while returning home with his father after offering prayers at a mosque. Because of all of these tensions, prohibitory orders have been issued in Palakkad. The order will be in effect till April 20th.
जिस तरह से केरल में ISI प्रायोजित जिहादियों को वहाँ की कम्युनिस्ट सरकार पाल रही है, उसके कारण केरल जिसको ईश्वर का राज्य कहा जाता था, उसको शैतानों का राज्य बनाने में किसी प्रकार की कमी केरल की सरकार ने नहीं की थी। जिहादी शैतानों को पालने पोसने और उनका चारागाह बनाने का कुकर्म कम्युनिस्टों ने केरल में किया हुआ है।
First, an SDPI worker. Then an RSS worker. Two gruesome murders in 2 days have shocked Kerala. On Friday, an SDPI worker, Subair, was hacked to death. It is believed that the murder was in retaliation to the killing of RSS activist Sanjeet last year, who was killed in front of his wife on November 15, 2021. Just a day after SDPI worker's murder, RSS worker Srinivasan, a former SSP, was murdered in a similar manner inside his shop in Palakkad. BJP State President K. Surendran blamed SDPI for the murder.
Today afternoon, an innocent RSS BJP activist was brutally hacked to death by PFI SDPI goons. The state government and the state police is supporting and shielding the perpetrators. They can't even give protection to RSS BJP workers in Kerala.
Union Minister Muralidharan also slammed the left government over the law and order situation in Kerala.
It shows the deteriorating law and order situation in the state. It is pathetic that the entire state is in the grip of gundas. The police is not in control of the law and order situation. There are daylight killings. So I would like to urge the Chief Minister to rein in all such elements.
The left has condemned the political killings.
Kind of killings in cold blood cannot be accepted as a practice of true politics. It's a practice of communal violence and communal politics which is mad. This is not for any religion, not for any faith. It is for dividing the people on communal grounds.
Meanwhile, the situation in the city remains tense. The local administration has issued prohibitory orders till 20th of April. Political violence is not new to Kerala, but the question is, what will end this politics of blood? Bureau Report, India Today.
A big story that we'll be tracking through the day today is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Gujarat. He's got his eyes set on the next big election goal. After the thumping victory in Uttar Pradesh and 3 other states, Prime Minister Modi is focused on winning the mega match in his home turf of Gujarat, where elections will be held later this year. Prime Minister Modi will kick off a 3-day tour to Gujarat starting today, where he will inaugurate several development projects worth 22,000 crore rupees. He will begin his 3-day tour from Gandhinagar, following which he is scheduled to visit Banaskantha, Jamnagar and Dahod. This is the second such visit by the Prime Minister post the assembly polls that were held earlier this year. The BJP is making it very clear that their focus now is completely on re-winning Gujarat.